So the purpose of this video is to allow you guys to have a chuckle at my misery. It's not some huge tragedy. It's kind of funny, not so much to me, but many people will relate to this from having lived in a big city. And the overall arching point is living with massive bureaucracies. So just want to begin, guys, smash that like button. Really go ahead. If you enjoy this video, smash the like button. Share it with a friend if you get any type of chuckle. The story. I'm living in LA. I lived there for a long time. Parking tickets were a frequent event, unfortunately. A time when I was briefly living in the Playa Vista area when I didn't have a parking spot because I had moved in with some friends, and I had received so many of these MFing tickets that I got pulled over by a cop for speeding in an area renowned for having hound dogs chasing you and police cruisers, just chasing down that ticket, arf, arf, chasing down that revenue. And the cop took my license, came back and apologized to me and said, "You've already paid so much in taxes, aka parking tickets. I'm going to let you get off the hook on this one." That's how many parking tickets I unfortunately got that time. But this is later, and I had gone some time without a parking ticket, and of course there was street cleaning. I got a $72 ticket. That's how much it is if you leave your car out when they go by with the street cleaners. Huge revenue source for the city. It's the only thing that they're incredibly efficient in is handing out these parking tickets. I missed it by a couple of minutes. So I take the ticket, and a few days later, I send in a check. Boom, done, solved. 2 weeks later, I get a letter from the city saying that I owe $72. I check. They've cashed the ticket. I send them the receipt of check being cashed along with a letter stating that I've already paid for this. Therefore, I don't owe you anymore. This is double jeopardy. You can't get me twice for the same crime. Done. It's done, right? I mean, who couldn't possibly accept that? I've got the evidence. I have the receipt. I have the law on my side, but no, because it's a bureaucracy, because it's Los Angeles, they reject it out of hand and say, no, you owe $72 more. I can't pay it out of good conscience. I go in and I have to drive in and I make an appointment for somebody to review my case. My case comes up a couple of weeks later, I believe, and I go back there in rush hour traffic because that's what time my appointment was for, and I sit down with a kind of pudgy Asian guy. Certainly must have been a very big disappointment to his parents having a low-level government job. And I plead my case to him. I tell him that this is double jeopardy, that they are taxing me twice for the same event. I've already paid my ticket. I've demonstrated proof. And he's like, yeah, I kind of get the idea. We'll let you know. Solved, right? Yes, actually in this case, 2 weeks later, I got a verification that I was not going to be charged the second $72 fine. Well, it's not fine with me because I wasted all that time to get back to square zero where I didn't owe any additional penalty. That's absolutely no fun, but this is what happens, unfortunately, when you live in bureaucracy in a city renowned for its parking ticket staff. Again, the most efficient government agency that Los Angeles has, and any of you living in LA or have lived there will know this to be true because they certainly aren't great at fixing potholes. You can go down Wilshire Corridor and get one of the most trafficked streets in the world, run over a pothole, get a flat tire, and then traffic backs up for miles and miles and miles. This is LA for you. This is the way that events work out. But in terms of collecting parking tickets, they're so efficient they want double for the same event. But I'm sure that many of you guys out there will relate to the bureaucracy and the events that transpired in my case and probably have some form of similar story because these government agencies aren't held accountable, whereas private industry is. If private industry makes a mistake, they lose your business. This is what happens when you have a monopoly. A monopoly on revenue generation means that only in the most egregious cases are there any penalties to be paid, because I guarantee you that no one was held into account for their error in terms of dealing with me. And my time wasted is just that, purely time wasted. And this is why government is so much less efficient than private industry. That's the moral of the story. And I hope that my little frustrations have given you a little bit of insight if you guys don't live in a big city and you don't have to deal with that. Stay where you are. It's not that much fun to do. Peace and blessings, everybody. And you subscribe to the notification bell if you do. Smash the like button. Peace. Have a great day.